Welcome back. So today we are talking about 4, the Emperor. And for my short attention span folks out there, the Emperor represents animus to the Emperor's anima, the Empress's anima, I apologize, the creation of a logos-based spiritual order. And unfortunately, I lied. And I have some very big emotions and some strong opinions about this card as well. So we'll get to those in a second. Instead, let's leave you with the kernel, the nugget of wisdom, which is that the Emperor is an ideal leader. That's what the card is supposed to represent. It's somebody who is in touch with, understands, and utilizes not only their own 4 functions of the psyche, but the functions of the psyche of all the people that they are in community with, so that they can lead the charge in building a life and a world that is best for all members of the community. Which is great. That is an absolutely phenomenal dream to have, and a beautiful thing to work towards building in the real world. If you're not aware what the 4 functions are, they are the 4 essential parts of our psyche. And Jung defined them in 2 categories, irrational functions and rational functions. The irrational functions are spontaneous and sort of reactionary, and they are how we apprehend the world, in Sallie Nichols' words. It's how we sort of take the experiences from outside ourselves and bring them in to be processed. Because that's what the rational functions do. They process those and help us understand and learn from our experiences. The irrational functions are intuition and sensation. The rational functions are thinking and feeling. And so the theory that Carl Jung proposed is that we all individually have a superior function. One of those 4 functions is the first thing we pick up out of our tool belt whenever we have an issue. And that's the thing that we start to attack our problems with first. And sometimes that will only get us so far. So we have to sort of cultivate auxiliary functions, which are our second and third most useful functions, which leaves us with our 4th function, which is the inferior function. And I think the general idea is that Sallie Nichols envisions the Emperor as somebody who understands what their superior function is in touch with their auxiliary functions, and knows how to bring people to them that understand, that have superior functions that make up for their inferior function. The issue that I have is the context of logos, because I understand logos from an ancient Greek theatrical point of view, which is a wild pull, I will give you that, but it is who I am. As a thespian, as a performer in ancient Greek theater, you were expected through your performance to make appeals to the audience, to help engage them, to help them understand the story, and to make a genuine connection with your audience as a performer. These 3 appeals were to pathos, which is essentially your emotions, to ethos, which is essentially your social standing, and to logos, which is logic or reason, and the audience's sense of justice. And that, I think, is where it connects to this contemporary understanding of logos that I have an issue with. It's because the contemporary understanding of logos is essentially like a spiritual order or like a divine hierarchy, which gives us some really bad patterns if we look at how that has manifested in our reality previously. What's at the top of a divine hierarchy? A divine ruler. Somebody who has been chosen by God or the gods or some other divine power. And uses that power to rule over other people, which traditionally has not gone well. The people who are in power tend to abuse, manipulate, exploit those who are below them in that divine hierarchy. And nobody can go against it because God told us that that's who should be in charge. Or the gods told us who should be in charge. Which is a terrible thing, and we do not stand that here at Second Sight Academy. And I think that's a way that a lot of people look at the emperor, because we are used to emperors being absolutely terrible people who have no thought for the well-being of anybody outside of themselves. And the card is about somebody who is able to think and empathize and sympathize with people outside of themselves. So, I think the chapter does a disservice to the Emperor a little bit, but that's generally what I wanted to get across. So, thank you very much for listening. Thank you for letting me vent a little bit. And I hope you're having fun, because I'm actually having a lot of fun. I didn't realize that I would have this much fun. I should have, because I love tarot so much, but we're all just human. Okay, that's everything. Okay, love you, bye!